Greetings YouTube, this is Toy Customizer Wake Angel 2001, and it's time for me to show a little vanity project that I'm working on for next Comic-Con. That's right, Caliburn! But not just any Caliburn, a life-size one that I can use as a role-play toy. Caliburn started out as an Aslan sword from the Chronicles of Narnia. I picked this sword because, well, it's big. It's a big sword that my adult self can hold, and it wouldn't look comically undersized like most other toy swords. So step one is, of course, to draw a 1:1 scale image of the hilt design. And if that Celtic braid pattern in the middle looks like it's hard to draw, that's because it is. So the hilt started out as a core made out of ordinary styrofoam packaging, cut into a circle and shaped to fit around the blade and hilt and handle, of course. And then I had to sand out that little thing in the middle because it came out too far. Needed the sword to be a lot flatter. And then using ordinary craft foam and some poster board, I built around the nice smooth circle that is the absolute core of the hilt design. This is the important part, because without it, the structure just doesn't work. Then I decorate the hilt. First came an outer ring made out of a circle of craft foam. The bronze ring is painted. I think that's supposed to be like an inlay of antique gold. I don't know, there's probably a jeweler's term for it. Then comes an inner ring, also made out of craft foam. That creates the raised look, like it's made out of several hewn parts. And of course, this is an Aslan sword, so the blade said, when Aslan bears his fangs, winter meets its end, and when Aslan shakes his mane, we will have spring again. And I can't have Caliburn saying that, so I had to cover up the words on the blade with a strip of poster board, which I then painted silver, and boom, instant clean blade. How about that? The next part I made was the crossbar. This was the biggest and most complicated part because it's a 3D thing. There's this thing that goes across, and then there's a couple of triangle-y things that make it come into points at the end, and it's kind of hard to explain. You just kind of have to visualize a 3D image that comes to a point. If you have the Sonic and the Black Knight figure, then you know what Caliburn looks like, so I just made that a little bit bigger. Then came this freaking part. Yeah, this is the part that I was dreading for the entire build. Basically, that whole braided pattern that it's so famous in Celtic designs. Yeah, I basically had to trace out the design and then individually cut each piece out of a piece of craft foam and glue it on. And it was every bit as difficult and time-consuming as it sounds. This part was much easier. It's just that thingy that covers the top part of the sword. I like to think of it as Caliburn's eyebrows. He has a monobrow and he's always kind of mad. So you can see that Caliburn's already starting to take shape. I just had to add a bunch of little rivets made with a piece of craft foam and a hole puncher. Then integrate the hilt into the sword, with those ornate thingies. That you don't just have a circle with a sword coming out of it. There's that thing that helps to cover the sword. And then I kind of turned it around and put his face on the other side. His little eyes and his little mouth. I also replaced the lion head with like a wooden flower pot thingy. I chose the wooden flower pot thingy because it has a flat end. Because in the actual sword it's pointed, but I didn't want to risk accidentally poking anybody with it. And here is Caliburn. I know, the picture's tiny. That's because, this is a life-size sword, so in order to get the entire length of it in the shot, I had to kind of step way back. If you look in the back, you can see the box that I keep my Genesis in, some turtle food, and a couple of my Transformers. Bumblebee and Mirage are the ones in front. But, you know, that's enough about my bedroom. Let's see what I look like actually holding the thing. Alright, I just wanted to include a little bit of live action footage to show the full scale of the sword. From tip of the blade to tip of the hilt, it's 39 inches. And as you can see, he has a little face on this side. And you got the closed form on this side. The handle is just wide enough that my hand can go comfortably into it. And, for all your sword swinging needs, Caliburn is just what you need. So, there's my Caliburn. To finish this up with a nice little close-up. Alright, this is Wake Angel 2001, signing off.